Halo, selamat malam teman-teman semua dari Sentosa Bidang Teknologi. Kembali bersama saya matiin dulu ininya ya. Hari Hardianto Nazarudin dari Sentosa Bidang Teknologi dalam SBT TechTalk, diskusi tentang teknologi bersama PT Sentosa Bidang Teknologi. Ya, sebelumnya kita udah ngomong mengenai isu lingkungan dan kali ini kita akan bicara lagi mengenai masalah galon alias galon plastik. Ya, Eh, buat teman-teman yang belum tahu, jadi di Indonesia ini ada dua jenis bahan galon ya. Saya udah siapkan ini. Ini adalah bahan galon yang pertama yang saya tutupin ya. Ini adalah bahannya dari polikarbonat atau PC ya. Di sini angkanya 7. Kalau dilihat di sini angkanya 7 ya. Ini adalah polikarbonat. Nah, satu material lagi adalah dari polyethylene terephthalate atau PET. Nah, ini galon dari PET. Ini ada nomornya. Di sini nomornya nomor satu ya. Segitiga ini bilang ini nomor satu. Berarti ini PET. Jadi ada dua jenis galon di Indonesia. Yang satu PC, yang satu PET. Nah, ada kontroversi beberapa, mungkin kontroversinya udah lama, tapi di Indonesia baru dibahas belakangan ini, yaitu yang galon PC ini ada resiko mengandung BPA atau bisphenol A. Nah, bisphenol A itu sendiri sebagai bahan yang bisa menimbulkan kanker ya. Nah, makanya hari ini kita akan bahas apakah bagaimana pendapat mengenai PC dan PET. Nah, saya pengen jelaskan dulu sebelum kita switch ke bahasa Inggris ya, bahwa ini adalah polikarbonat ya. Ini adalah susunan rantai polikarbonat, ini rumus kimianya. Dan kalau kita lihat ini adalah BPA, bisphenol A. Jadi polikarbonat dibentuk dari rangkaian bisphenol A yang banyak. Nah, kalau bisphenol A-nya ini tidak bereaksi dan tinggal di botol, itu yang kemungkinan bisa berbahaya. Tapi memang resikonya sangat kecil sekali ya. Jadi mungkin tidak perlu dikhawatirkan terlalu banyak. Sementara yang PET, nah ini adalah polyethylene terephthalate, ini adalah PET, ini adalah rumus kimianya PET. Ini sama ini digabung jadi ini. Jadi memang dia tidak menggunakan BPA dalam proses produksi PET ya. Nah, ngomong-ngomong PET, tamu kita malam ini adalah Paolo Busolin. Kita akan diskusi mengenai, judulnya adalah To Pet or Not to Pet, PET dan PC in Water Gallon Application. Paolo ini adalah dari SIAPI. SIAPI adalah salah satu perusahaan yang kami ageni di Indonesia, dan SIAPI ini adalah expert di bidang blowing PET bottle ya. Jadi saya akan switch ke bahasa Inggris supaya teman-teman lebih mudah memahaminya. Saya akan nyalakan closed caption supaya ada teksnya ya. Now I welcome Mr. Paolo Busolin from SIAPI. Thank you for talking to us in Sentosa Bidang Teknologi Tech Talk. Yeah. As you know, we are going to discuss a lot about this bottle, and I see you also have your bottles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first I'll let you start with the introduction. What's your
Yes.
name? What are you doing? And who is SIAPI? What is SIAPI?
Okay. Thank you, Harry. Thank you for this opportunity. And yes, my name is Paolo Busolin, and we are an Italian company. So I'm talking to you from here, from Italy, from north of Italy. We are about 50 kilometers north of Venice. So it's a nice place near the hills. We have one in production and around here, and also we are in this factory where we make machines for PET bottles, to blow PET bottles. So Siapi is a company, was born as a family-owned company back in the 90s, 92 to be precise. And then it always worked in this field, so to make machinery and automation, and then turned into these blow molding machines for PET bottles, starting from the preforms. And when we say preform, we say this product here, and this preform is warmed up and stretched and blown with high pressure air in order to create the final bottles. So this is what we do. The company now is part of a much bigger group. It's no more a small family-owned company. It's part of the CFT. CFT is a big industry and a group based in Parma, in Italy. And now we all part of a bigger family from Canada. It's called ATS. So we are very big and can be very innovative in the market with R&D and complete, full investments in research and development and innovation. So
Okay.
thank you for that. I understand from your Indonesian. I'm sorry, but my Indonesian is not so good. So, but I understand that we today we talk about the 5 gallons bottle.
Yes. So to get the right understanding, SIAPI is an expert in big bottle blowing. Is big bottle blowing different than small bottle blowing, Paolo?
Yeah, well, actually, our machines they're called linear machines. So as opposed to rotary machines, linear machines it means that these preforms they are heated in a row like other kind of technology. But then we have one mold, one complete mold, a block, where preforms are blown in this block in a linear way, and they come out from in the same direction where they enter the mold. So our machines can make both small bottles and big bottles. Okay, small bottles like a regular, half a liter
Oh,
bottle
okay.
or for a beverage, or we have some examples of a little bit bigger bottles here. This is for oil. Uh, but generally speaking, yes, to blow these kind of bottles, we have this one is the gallon. I have another big bottle here. Is a 25-liter stackable bottle
Mm,
used for oil or for chemicals. Yeah, it's a different story. So you were right when you said that we are expert in large containers. We can blow any bottles, but we are expert in large containers. So we started with large containers as the first in the world by blowing 5 gallon one way bottles back in the year 2000. So nobody at the time used to, work with this kind of machines in PET. But in the year 2000, one Italian company started that. And I last week I visited this company, and they have new machines, but also they keep the old machine. The first machine they have, they're still up and running. It's a one cavity machine, so it's one mold, and they're still working on it with one of their products. So it's a 12-liter bottle. So yeah, we are an expert in big bottles, and I think this is the right moment to talk about that because it's a totally different story. And if there are our friends and colleagues that make the same business, so make the same machine, but the one thing is to blow small bottles, and another story is to blow big bottles
big bottles, yeah.
in the right way.
Big buttons, yes. Okay, now we're going to jump into our main discussion, which is a comparison between PC and PT. What are the advantages of PT gallon, okay, 5 gallon, compared to PC, Paulo?
Okay, let's start from the story. So these big gallons, as all refillable gallons bottle, were always been in polycarbonate in PC, because that was used to be and is the material that is more appropriate for this kind of container for many reasons. But the thing is that as I understand from your presentation in Indonesian, is that there are health concerns popped up a few years ago. Actually, I remember it was in the late 2000 years, so it's about 2008, 9. They started talking about this BPA, this bisphenol A, which supposedly has some bad effect on health. So, since we talk about food, water, all producers are very concerned about health, so they cannot allow themselves to, to have in the market a product that is potentially dangerous for the customers.
Yes.
So
And
there was a
the
big.
presentation though also, this is looks, if you compare, this looks much better, the BET one, right, Paulo?
Yeah, it's actually the PET has many advantages compared to the polycarbonate, and now we will elaborate them. The fact is, the market had to find an alternative to polycarbonate, and the best and the most straightforward alternative was given by PET, both for the material and the process to make. So the material is well known, has no BPA,
Mhm.
so there is no concern for health. And also the process to make the bottle is much easier. So uh, water companies could and can make their own bottles in house compared to having polycarbonate, where normally they have to buy empty
Mhm.
bottles from somebody else who makes this kind of technology with extrusion or injection, depending on the technology itself. So let's talk about the advantages of having PET bottles as a replacement of a very good container, which is polycarbonate, but which is probably has some. Everybody has some doubts about the long-term effect. So first of all, it's cheaper. First of all,
Ah,
it's cheaper. So if we talk about the resin, PET is cheaper than polycarbonate, and in this very moment, where all prices, they are very high, and now the difference is really very high. We talk about at least 40-50% cheaper as a resin.
oh, a lot, yeah, a
Yes.
lot.
And
Okay.
then if we talk about the weight, so not only the material is cheaper, but also you can get the same good performances in terms of mechanical performances of the bottle by using less material in
Less,
terms of
so this
weight.
is lighter than this,
Yes, normally you can get the same performance by having less weight. So yeah,
less
the
weight.
the PET the PET is lighter, can be
But
lighter than.
this is seems to be the same. Let's check it out, ya.
Yes.
So, teman-teman, saya udah siapin di sini. Ada siapin, ada timbangan. Oh, saya adjust dulu ya layarnya. So, Paulo, I speak in bahasa Indonesia again.
Okay.
Ya, saya udah siapin timbangan, bener nggak sih? Lebih ringan. Ini PC, so I weigh the PC first, and I read it to you. The number is 780 gram.
Typical.
780 gram. Okay, because it seems the same. Now I try with the BET. Is 687. 780 and 687. So almost 10% lighter. Ya. 780 and 687. Jadi dari 780 ke 680 teman-teman beratnya. Jadi yang ini lebih ringan nih. Yang ini 780, yang ini 680 ya. So it is lighter ya. Because why can you make lighter with PET than PC, although the weight is the same? It's 5 gallon, Paulo.
Yes, actually, this is because of the mechanical features of the PET. We don't want to enter too much into the chemical
Mhm.
factor, but basically, it's sufficient to know that PET has some advantages in terms of being more resistant, more elastic somehow, and they can get the same good results in terms of, for example, drop. If you drop the bottle, it doesn't break usually. So you need less weight to have this mechanical resistance, and also in terms of top load. So when you put bottles one above the other, which is
Mhm.
typical during transportation, PT has a better is more resilient, and
Easy, yeah.
it's more resistant. So we achieved to get a lighter bottle with almost the same mechanical features.
Okay, so 50% cheaper, 10% lighter. Already saving, yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
saving.
Yes.
How about the color is also, if you see, it's not because this is old and this is new, but it's more transparent, yeah, Paulo?
Yeah, it's more nice. You know, it's nicer to see. Absolutely. You can see inside much better, and so also the feeling is that is cleaner. The water
Yes.
inside is cleaner. You can check
If you
the cleanliness
compare,
of the
you can
water.
see, yeah. If you compare, you can see this is looks much cleaner. But how about the scratches? People are worried about the scratches for PET.
Well, both bottles, they both in PET and PC, they scratch because they undergo mechanical, movements, and they are transported, and sometimes they're thrown, depending on the logistics, but they are thrown. Um, the thing is, there is a way to protect the bottle in terms of scratches, and that bottle that you have in your hand is a perfect example. So you can see the texture of it's not smooth, it's textured, so this protects the bottle from the scratches and gives more mechanical resistance overall.
Mhm. Okay, so scratches is lighter, is more bright, and is cheaper. Yeah. So there are a lot of advantages. And is this so this texture is protecting the bottle from scratches, right? And this is a SIAPI machine can do this, can
Of
provide
course,
this
this is
texture.
the mold. This is a special treatment in the mold. You can decide how deep you want to have this texture. That's according to marketing and logistics, so issues. But we can have all different grades of texture.
Okay. So problem solved. Yeah. Next,
Yeah.
how about handles, Paulo?
Yeah. Actually, if we think about the polycarbonate bottles that are in the market worldwide,
Mhm.
there are both with and without handle. That one is without handle, for
Yes.
example. But there are
Yes.
in many countries the same kind of bottles with the handle, and the handle is in the bottle, so it's embedded in the bottle. It's not a separate part.
Mhm.
You can achieve this with polycarbonate because the process to produce the polycarbonate bottle is different than the PET. So to produce the polycarbonate, you start from the virgin material, from the granule, and you extrude it. So you have a mold. You can put this material can melt around a mold where you can actually put some holes. So
Like
make the
oil
and
bottle,
make the handle.
like oil
And
bottle, right?
yes. Um, with the PET, for example, this is not possible because you start from this preform, which enters the machine. The preform, you have some lamps that heat the preform, so it almost melts, and then this preform goes inside the oven. It passes a certain amount of time inside the oven, and then goes out, and then there is a stretch rod inside the mold and 40 bar air that blow the bottle against the walls of the mold. You understand? In this way, you cannot have any empty space because it's blown radially
Yes.
in a radial way. So, but the market asks sometimes to have the handle also in PET bottles. And so the problem is to have something, another piece, the handle, for example, to be inserted on the body of the bottle. So I have an example here
Ah,
of
yes.
a bottle, PET bottle with the handle. You can see this is an external part which is inserted uh, in the mold during the blowing process. So it's not inserted after blowing, but it's inserted during blowing. This is a special system that SIAPI has. It's called Handlematic. So you have these handles, they come separately, and every time a bottle is blown, the handle is automatically with the robo inserted inside the mold. And basically, this preform is blown around the handle in order to have a very good, grip here. And also when you have 20 liters, 20 kilos
So you can
of
lift.
water, it can stand the weight of this object. So basically, having or not having the handle is a matter of marketing, depending on the country and depending if they want to resemble exactly their polycarbonate bottle. Because honestly, the handle is very handy. It's very comfortable to use because you can transport a bottle with your hand. It's 20 kilos, huh? So it's like
Hmm.
a suitcase for a plane. So it's heavy.
Yes.
So you need a handle. Think about a suitcase without a handle. It's difficult to to bring around. So the handle is requested, and actually, our first real and project that we had more than almost 15 years ago started with Nestle in the United States. They asked for a bottle with a handle because that was very important for them in terms of logistics, in terms of replacing polycarbonate bottles with handle. So handle is as I said before, handle can be for the process a critical point because you make a shape here, a pocket, which is not like the rest of the bottle. So that's a weak point in terms of theoretically, and also you attach a foreign object inside
Yes.
the bottle itself. So this part is the most critical one. So you get an excellent result in terms of having a handle, bringing it around, but you introduce a weakness in the whole process. So from here you understand that to make this thing work properly, you need to have really top of the line technology and experience and innovation. We started back many years ago by doing that, and we made mistakes at the beginning, like everybody. But then we have collected so many experiences that now we can say that SIAPI is probably the most experienced company in blowing 5-gallon bottles with and without handle.
Okay.
So um, we can stay a lot of time here talking about the handle and different technologies around it. This handle, for example, is in PET.
So it's
So
cheap
the whole
also.
bottle, the
Material
whole
is cheap
bottle is
also, yeah?
PET.
Yeah.
It's cheaper and lighter than usually other handle or is another material like polypropylene, which is much more expensive. So, but in order to make a bottle and the handle in PET, that's even trickier because
Hmm.
to make a PET handle is not easy, and to have the PET handle gripping the bottle in on the right way is not easy at all. So you can have trade-offs between the technology and what you want to get. So if you want a 100% PET bottles, you need to get a top of the line technology, which
Yes.
SIAPI can offer.
Yeah, and it's good for the environment also because the whole thing is from PET. You can recycle it together, right?
It's a 100% recyclable. Yes.
Yes, it's 100% recyclable. Okay, good. Next question is, what is the global trend of PET jugs now in the world? I mean, you're talking to Mexico. We are from Indonesia. We still are stuck with this one, probably going ahead into PET soon. But how is it in the rest of the world, Paulo, the trend?
Well, I have quite a long experience in this field and I've seen all the trends around these last 15 years. So I remember that when I started back in SIAPE in 2007, most of the 5-gallon production was the so-called one-way bottles. So use once and throw it away. And the refillable part was, only for polycarbonate. Then this bisphenol A came, BPA came, and so everybody started to look at a new solution and look for an alternative. So the PET came in the game, and the refillable PET came in the game. Um, there have been many customers all around the world changing to PET refillable, but what I can see now, especially in the last 1.5 year, um, is that there is a booming request of projects where PET refillable with or without handle is involved. I
Hmm.
have requests from countries and markets where they were non-existent before, also in Europe and also in Italy, for example. In Italy, we have no PET refillable. We only have PET 5 gallon one way or polycarbonate. Now, last week I spoke with one of the biggest players in Italy, and they told me that now they are thinking of moving to 5 gallon PET refillable with handle.
Wow.
So this is something that is crazy, because in Italy they never thought about that. But also in Europe, I have a trend in Spain, in France, in the UK. Of course, there are some more mature markets like the United States, where this process has begun more than 10 years ago with Nestle and Primo Waters. We are all suppliers of these, big players. Mexico has always been, very innovative in terms of using this PET 5 gallon. Big players like Danone and Coca-Cola, they use it. But generally speaking, I see that in the last 1.5 year, a lot of interest. Also, of course, Indonesia. We
Yes.
know that now you are thinking about that.
Yes, yes. And you're talking about your experience in US, and people say that Galon has more or is more durable towards the cycle than PET. What is your comment about that, Paulo?
Well, polycarbonate is actually well. First of all, uh, it all depends on your threshold of acceptance of a used bottle, because we all know that these bottles, once they are used, they come back, they are washed, and they are washed with an aggressive, caustic soda solution,
Yes.
and so they lose. By the time they lose their transparency, they lose their, the beauty
Mhm.
of them when, like after they come out from the machine. Then they are scratched, they are thrown, they are bumped because of logistics and customers. Um, so it all depends each company to decide when is the limit. So after this limit, visual, physical, the bottle has to be thrown away. But I must be sincere. Normally, polycarbonate is used for more trips than PET. Um, so let's say that normally polycarbonate is used for between 40 and 50 trips before it's thrown away. PET in real data, real field data, is that it goes from 25 to 30, 35, that's maximum on average, right? There are some bottles which can be 60,
Mm.
but some bottles that I don't know, they fall from 10 meters and they
Yes.
destroyed. So it's this, but the average is between 25 and 30 trips. So you can tell that, okay, maybe polycarbonate is better on that, but you have to remember, first of all, it costs less to
Yes.
make a PET bottle. It weighs less. You can produce it in house. You don't have transport cost of empty bottles. So all these mixed together make the two comparable.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, I have another question to you. As representing SIAPI, which is a world market leader in big bottle, yeah. What do you think is the future for 19-liter refillable container in BT?
Um, I think that 19-liter refillable containers in PET is not the future, it's the present
Mhm.
already. Because as I told you before, the trend all over the world is to discard, get rid of the polycarbonate. We all know that companies who have a big fleet of polycarbonate bottles, they don't like it, but when the market is ruling, and they have to accept that. So I see that the PET is already the present of the 19-liter bottles, and I believe that there are too many advantages in using PET towards polycarbonate. The good performance, the fact that it's
Yeah.
green compliant, so it's recyclable. There is no BPA, which is always this doubt that is in our mind. Me as a consumer, if I have a doubt that a product can be dangerous for my health and the health of my family, I would avoid that.
Mhm.
So if I am guaranteed that a product is 100% safe, then I will buy it. And the PET bottle is 100% safe in these terms, as long as the water inside is good. But let's say the container is 100% safe, okay? Um, then we don't have to forget that, when you buy polycarbonate bottles, you need to have some companies that make these empty bottles. And these empty bottles, they need to be transported all around the country
Mhm.
sometimes. And this means you transport air.
Yeah.
So pollution for
Yeah.
nothing, okay? Some companies might decide to continue to buy these bottles, but some other companies, produce they can produce these bottles in-house. It's not a complicated process.
For PT,
Um,
yeah.
they don't, yeah, the PET can be produced in-house. So uh, I believe there is no reason why uh, any company working in the 5-gallon bottles at least is not trying this PET, because when you try it, you never come back. So
Mm.
I've seen from our customers that they're happy. They always ask for upgrades on the machines. We offer upgrades. We offer, when we find a new technology to improve the process, we offer to all our customers this upgrade. So it's an ongoing process. But fortunately, SIAPI has been the first one. And when you are the first one to do and to make mistakes at the beginning, then you succeed, because I'm very happy and proud that this company is succeeding a lot
Okay.
in this field. And
Good to
I
know.
would think that, uh, if you have to buy and to try to make this bottle, you cannot find compromise. As we
Yes.
said at the beginning, blowing this bottle is not easy.
Mhm.
Blowing this bottle with handle is very complicated
Yeah,
if you
which
don't have the right technology.
yeah, so which brings me into the last question.
Yeah.
Uh, i- why SIAPI, Paulo?
For the sum of what we've been talking about, SIAPI has been the first one. SIAPI has always done machines for large containers. As I told, year 2000, 22-year-old machine still working. Um, SIAPI has all the experience in terms of testing bottles, making lab experience, designing the bottle, designing the handle, helping to design the preform, because this is not a normal preform, this is a
Mm-hmm.
special preform. Um, so in our machines, we have also some patented technology that is only for this kind of bottles. It's not used for anything else. Um, we have been spending a lot of time of our life to work on this. So I think that only SIAPI can be the reliable partner
Mm-hmm.
for this project.
And of course, the container carries the brand also of the water, I think, yeah. So that what the
Of course,
customer see is this shape, and this shape is represented by the best machines.
sure.
This is it. Okay, Paolo.
Sure.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I think you've made a very good presentation, and I think the people can learn more about different types of 90-liter gallons. And we hope to see you soon. And if our audience, I'll speak to bahasa Indonesia now. Kalau Bapak Ibu yang nonton mungkin ingin kontak langsung dengan Sentosa Bidang Teknologi atau pengen tahu lebih lanjut mengenai Siapi, bisa leave comment atau DM di Instagram kita di @sentosa bidang teknologi. Nanti kami akan eh, langsung menghubungi Bapak Ibu sekalian, ya. Oke, Paulo, thank you very much for your time. I wish you a good weekend and lots of success for Siapi.
Thank you very much. Same to you, Harry. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope to see you soon in Indonesia.
Yes, I hope COVID go away and we can meet somewhere.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paulo. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye bye.